This time, I call on our first speaker, Senior Addison Scott.
Oh my gosh. Welcome to the 2020 National Honor Society Induction Ceremony. Considering the COVID-19 restrictions, we are gathered here over Zoom to formally recognize those students who have been selected by the faculty of our school for successfully showing their leadership. For our current members, we hope this will serve to remind you the standards of excellence you are expected to maintain within the Student Recognition Program. Our chapter is proud to have been inducting new members since 1938, and today's ceremony indicates the continuing emphasis on excellence that we represent for the community. Throughout the many years, members of our chapter serve as role models for other students. Our chapter members are leaders in many student organizations and serve the community by doing volunteer activities. With all the restrictions put into play, all of our activities that we once partook in are unable to be done. Our chapter is coming up with new ideas to give back to the community. We are proud of this record of accomplishment and welcome the new chapters who bring energy and support to our continuing work as NHS members. It is at this time that we proclaim to all in attendance that membership in the Provincetown High School chapter of National Honor Society has been earned by these candidates through the effective demonstration of the 4 qualities that serve as standards with the society. At this time, I would like to welcome Mr. Stewart, Principal of Provincetown High School, as he shares a few words for our new NHS members and inductees.
Thanks, Addison. First of all, welcome to everybody. Congratulations on this accomplishment. It is a milestone for all of you. It is certainly something that I hope you will remember and always take pride in, that you are a member of the National Honor Society of Provincetown High School. It has certainly been a different year, and I always try to think about, what am I going to say to this group, and try to think of something that's appropriate and timely. I asked my daughter I said, I'm giving a speech to a bunch of high schoolers tonight. What should I tell them? What advice should I give them? She is all of 7, going on, 18. I'm sure nobody else has a daughter like that. And so her advice, what I should tell you is to, these were her words, tell them to listen up, pay attention, and put their phones down. So I will have to remember that when she asks me for a cell phone. But I wanted to think about the topic of listening and learning for a little bit, and the importance of empathy and trying to understand others. I think that's been something that's obviously in challenging times, and even in good times, it is something that is difficult to do. So, in communication theory, there's always a sender and a receiver. If you don't have both of those things, you don't have communication. So I'm sending this message to you through a different medium of a virtual meet, and hopefully you're receiving it. I could be just, the thing with Zoom that kind of messes with your mind is I could be here sitting talking to myself and we wouldn't know the difference, right? So do we have like a yes, I can hear you, Mr. Stewart, bobblehead, thumbs up, right? So communication always takes 2 people. There's a sender and a receiver, okay? Unfortunately, in our world, I believe we probably have more senders than receivers. And if we don't have people who are listening, there's really not communication going on. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation like this. Sometimes it happens in a meeting like a Google Meet or a Zoom, where if there are enough people talking, you really can't tell what anybody's saying, right? Because we're all sending, but we're not receiving. So I was thinking, what would that look like for the 4 pillars, the 4 attributes of National Honor Society when we think about character, service, scholarship, and leadership? So I'm just going to kind of go through those of what does that look like, because I think listening, being empathetic, trying to understand others is so important. I think it's something that we can all do better at. I think we all have our good days and bad days, but it's always something we can improve on. Thinking about character, we're listening to our conscience, our beliefs, our morals. Maybe it's a family member Maybe it's a friend or a coach, someone who is older and wiser than us, someone who we respect. That is how we build character. Character doesn't just happen. It's something that you guys have seen modeled. And so there are probably people around you tonight who you could be afterwards say thanks to them for giving you that model that you've been able to listen to and to receive that. Okay. Service, I think, also comes out of listening and looking in our communities and seeing needs. What is something that can be done? Is there someone I can help? Is there a need that needs to be filled? And I'm always impressed when I hear and see the things that you guys do to serve others. But that only happens by listening, by looking around you, and by thinking about what are some needs that I can fill in my community. When it comes to leadership, listening is incredibly important. A leader without any followers is just a guy taking a walk, right? You can think that you're leading, but if you're not listening and if you're not in tune with whoever you think your followers are, you probably don't have any followers, all right? It is so important, as Stephen Covey says it in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. We need to seek first to understand and then to be understood. Again, that comes down to listening, being empathetic, being receptive to the needs of others. Finally, scholarship. Scholarship is the act of listening. It's listening to our instructors. It's listening to, sometimes it's a text, right? It's a source that we're listening by the form of reading, or we're literally listening to someone give a lecture. But scholarship doesn't happen if we're not seeking out that information. Okay, again, we are receiving, we're the receiver. Okay. So listening and learning takes time and patience. It is not something that comes easily or naturally. It is not something that humans are good at. If you're wondering about that, if you have a sibling or a friend, right? Listening is harder than just speaking and saying whatever you want. Listening makes us wiser, it makes us more patient, and it makes us humbler people. So I want to encourage you to take a breath in this crazy, rushed world we live in. Listen to those around you, to the ideas you're being exposed to the people you respect. Listen to yourself, right? When your moral compass is saying, maybe I should be doing this instead of that, that's character, right? That's how we become leaders. That's how we become respected by the people around us. So thank you for being the type of people who listen and learn from those around you. You're tuned into yourselves. You're tuned into your teachers, your parents, right? Okay. So I want to thank you for doing that. And again, I just want to congratulate you on your accomplishment. I was inducted to NHS about 15 years ago. Okay, so it's something that sticks with you. Hopefully, it's a way that you live. It's who you are. It's not just something that you put on your resume or a pin that you have in a box or a candle that you find 5 years later in your high school box of memories. I hope it's something that means something to you. And I'm certainly proud that you guys are a part of this organization, and I know you're going to do great things as you represent both NHS and Prophetstown High School. So again, congratulations, and thank you guys for being here tonight.
I light my candle for character. It is said that a person demonstrates good character when they possess the following 6 qualities: respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, compassion, and citizenship. When put together, these qualities determine how successful a person can be. All of us sitting here today possess every single one of these qualities, but we each carry them in different ways. Walking into high school, I struggled finding who I wanted to be. I struggled with my self-image and wasn't sure where I fit in. I constantly pressured myself to be perfect in everything I did. I tried to be involved in many things, even if I wasn't passionate about them, because I strived to be that perfect student. I was so focused on getting that A or keeping up with the rest of my classmates, but I didn't take time to reflect on the person I was becoming. As I've grown older, I've realized that it's not about how perfect your grades are or how many activities you participate in, but rather who are you becoming as an individual and how you treat those around you. Character means doing what is right, even when no one is watching. One of my favorite quotes is, "Nobody cares about how much you know until they know how much you care." You could be involved in a million different things and still demonstrate poor character. Walking into high school freshman year, I had no idea what I was capable of. Now, as a senior, I know who I am and what I am capable of. All of us here demonstrate good character, and we work together to show that. As we welcome in our new members, I have another quote to share. Who you're becoming is far more important about what you're doing, and yet it is what you're doing that determines who you're becoming. Thank you. Emily Brooks will now speak on scholarship.
I light my candle for scholarship. Scholarship, an academic study or achievement, learning at a high level. To many, having scholarship is directly related to having straight A's, but having scholarship does not necessarily always mean this. It means that one puts effort into their work and strives to continuously improve. When I was inducted into the PLT National Honor Society as a sophomore, I wrote in my application essay about the reason why scholarship is included as one of the 4 pillars. Great scholarship stems from having the desire to contribute to the world by improving oneself. Scholarship contributes to building the other 3 pillars. A person that exhibits the qualities of these 4 pillars can have great successes if they harness them and know how to properly build upon them. It is my belief that all of the inductees tonight hold these qualities and will improve our chapter greatly. Mahatma Gandhi once said that all of your scholarship, all of your study of Shakespeare and Wordsworth would be in vain if at the same time you do not build your character and attain mastery over your thoughts and actions. It is very, very important to remember this as you all continue your future endeavors in this chapter, this school, and your future. Scholarship is more than just a grade in the grade book, and it is about capitalizing on opportunities that are presented to you that could further yourself. Thank you, and Mackenzie Glassburn will now speak on leadership.
I light my candle for leadership. Leadership has always been stressed to me throughout my life. It can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. To me, leadership is about doing what is best for everyone and guiding your fellows towards success. A great leader is always described as the one who has everything planned out, but is still able to adapt when life throws a curveball at them, especially during these current times. They take initiative in and outside of the classroom and always push their peers to be the best that they can be. It is not easy to be a leader because people are not born with all of these traits. It can sometimes take years for a person to gain all of these skills. Every day we face obstacles, and each of these obstacles is what builds our foundation to be a good leader. Look at the group of people sitting in this Zoom. We have all faced our own challenges and come from many different walks of life, but what brings us together is our willingness to step outside of our comfort zone and display the core qualities that establish us as leaders in our school. This group has been hand-selected for showing these various traits in and outside of the classroom. We are the future leaders of our community. Alexis Vickery will now speak on service.
I light my candle for service. Service is a simple thing that everyone can accomplish at one point or another in their lives. Service is defined as the action of helping or doing work for someone. Throughout your entire life, all of you have probably already done some kind of service for a family member, a classmate, a neighbor, your community, or maybe even a complete stranger. As a member of National Honor Society, we not only prove ourselves from our scholarly activities and our character, but what we can do to better our school, our community, and the lives of others. There will never come a time where the life of another person cannot be improved with a helping hand. A small, seemingly meaningless deed to you could be life-changing for someone else. And the willingness to put yourself forward, to volunteer your time, energy, resources, and love for other human beings who happen to be less fortunate than yourself is one of the most outstanding things a person can do. Especially in these troubling times when everything is difficult for everybody, we have been surprising ourselves every day by finding new ways that we can still help people and to do our best. And this is why we do what we do, why we set up blood drives and collect money and food for pantries and participate in activities going on in our community. That is why NHS members are not only recognized as being leaders in academics and character, but because we are not afraid to take the steps needed to change the lives around us, to change our communities, and change the world. Thank you.
We are now ready to recognize our members. So as your name is called, please hold up your token of membership. We will start with our current members, seniors, Emily Brooks, Mackenzie Glassburn, Sydney Minson, Addison Scott, Alexis Vickery, and our juniors, Madison Grunin, Dominique Robinson, Tinley Wetzel.
And now for our new inductees this year, starting with our seniors, Alexandria Canevo, Ashton Forward, Ariel Little, Cheyenne Wimpkin, and now our juniors, Carrie Battaglia, Connor Sibley, and our sophomores, Ella Brooks, Jenna Gibson, Elizabeth Hinton, William Johnson, Sarai Koshavar, Emma Megley, Alexis Mignell, Jackson Minson, and Caleb Nasker.
At this time, will the members and new inductees please raise your right hand and join me in reciting the pledge. I pledge myself
Always
I pledge myself always
to hold
to
the
light of truth,
engage in
to happen, to engage in worthy service, and to lead in all things that shall advance the school. Good job, everyone. Well, that concludes our induction ceremony for this evening. We would like to congratulate all of our current members and all of our new inductees. We'd like to thank all of you for attending.
Congratulations, everyone.